Time, yeah. Peace and blessings. Oh my gosh. You see, I'm about to cover with me. I'm about to cover with me. I'm right on time. Peace and blessings. How you living? Mrs. Culver, it's nice to see you. It is nice to see you. Hold on, let me get my hat. Ah, man. Yeah, today we not looking cool. Today either. We not worried about being cool. I don't know, this might kind of be like a, I'm saying, we ain't looking cool today. This is supposed to be what's today supposed to be? Hollow's Eve. It's supposed to be Hollow's Eve. Is that what it's supposed to be today? Hollow's Eve, or happy or Harvest Day. Is that what it's supposed to be? What's the day supposed to be? I don't know. Is it supposed to be? What am I supposed to be celebrating today? You know, am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be celebrating today? You know, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand. I know it's harvest season supposed to be, right? Like it's supposed to be towards the end of the seasons where you bring in all the grain and you put it in the storehouse. You know, traditionally speaking, that's kind of like what this time of the year has always been. So is that what's going on today? Y'all tell me. Well, anyways, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. You know, we almost monetized as well. I appreciate y'all for that. You know, we done came a long way. So I appreciate y'all being here on this Hallows Eve. You know, I hope y'all staying energetically secure, and I hope y'all doing y'all thing. And I appreciate y'all being here. You know, you know, I appreciate that. Day of the Dead Day. Is that what it is? Day of the Dead. Yeah. We have a knack and a culture of celebrating death in this country or in this planet, really. People really like. I'm mad. Before I get to the topics that we talking about today, just real quick, y'all. I ride around and I just see how much decorations and how much effort people put into these rituals, into these holidays, and man, you know. But if we going back to our ancestral time and stuff, you know, we there's nothing wrong with celebrating your ancestors and celebrating the life of ancestors and stuff like that. I just think we have a culture of celebrating the death spirit and these rituals, and it's just probably need to do videos on that on these what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? On these ritualistic seasonal on these seasonal rituals. There we go. On these seasonal rituals. There we go. But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about today. Again, it's nice to see y'all. Y'all, I appreciate y'all being here on this harvest day. That's what I'm gonna call it. You know, I don't subscribe to any of these seasonal rituals. I just can't do it no more. I used to love it. I used to love all this stuff. I used to love Christmas, Santanali. I used to love Hallows Eve, Halloween. I used to love Thanksgiving. You know, a celebration of the day of you know, our people's Holocaust and stuff like that. You know, I used to love a lot of stuff when I had my mind, but you know, y'all know how I like to say, since I done lost that motherfucker, I don't like to celebrate none of this stuff no more. You know, that's just what it is. But today is kind of like a PSA, just some stuff that's came across my desk, you know? So again, I appreciate y'all being here. I'm gonna jump right into it. Um, so, it's not just America where everything is corrupt and everything is burning and the price of a life is has no meaning and has no value. I have found through my research, I appreciate y'all being here. Make sure y'all tap that like button, tap that like button. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I have found through my research, I've done the research, that anywhere on the planet where there are melanated people, this is what I found. Anywhere on the planet where there's melanated people and then there's like some diversity, that's what I want to say. And also just melanated people, that the price of life and the value of life is not is very cheap. Speak through me, Lord. It's very cheap. It's very cheap. No matter where you go on this planet, the price of life is very cheap. I don't see that so often in these Eurocentric countries primarily, or maybe I just don't hear about it. But what am I talking about? Well, as you may know, or as you may have seen on, by the title of this video, by the thumbnail of this video, in a country south of us, it's all the way south. It's in our southern Americas. So when I be talking about the pyramids and stuff like that in the North and South Americas, this is one of the examples. It's in the southern Americas, in a country and a land called Brazil. 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 Yep. In Brazil, where a lot of our tribe has found themselves. Yeah. What do I mean by tribe? I'm talking about the 12 tribes of Judah. I'm talking about Benjamin. I'm talking about Levi. I'm talking about all that type of stuff. Anyways, it's not just North America that we have landed and we have found ourselves prisoners of war. So what am I talking about? In Brazil, right now, they just did a gang sweep where the state police of, I'm not sure, what particular states, maybe Sao Paulo, maybe, maybe Rio. I don't think it was in the major city of Rio de Janeiro, but one of those city states, what they did was they did a gang sweep, and over 132 people have lost their lives. People, not police, people have lost their lives in this gang sweep in the effort to clean up the streets. Over 132 people. Just people, not police. No police officers that I've seen. And I did a little research. No police officers that I have seen have lost their lives in this gang sweep in the effort to clean up their streets. So what I do know about this country, about this particular place, is that the cost, again, like I said at the beginning of this video, the cost of life is extremely cheap in these places, particularly Brazil. Going back to the 70s, even all the way up to the 90s, even early 2000s. Shoot, apparently even today, what the police used to do in that city state is that they would, in an effort to clean up their streets, they have such a corrupted police force that street children, because they used to have that issue really bad in Brazil. Street children, drug addicts, or just people who were at the lowest of the totem pole in social status in this place. They would, if you didn't have anywhere to go, you would die. They would kill you. They would kill you, again, in the name and in the guise of cleaning up their streets. They would kill you, And again, I can give you examples, or you can give yourself examples when you do the research of that being so in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even up until today. A cool movie y'all should check out where it kind of talks about this. Kind of talks about it a little bit. But a cool movie y'all should check out is called The City of Gods. Y'all seen that movie? City of Gods. Good, great. Yeah, y'all don't mind my bear skin, man. I've been telling y'all I've been under the weather, but we still gotta deliver. We still gotta deliver. But anyways, a cool movie y'all can check out is The City of Gods. In The City of Gods, it just shows how street children live, how they basically how man, these people don't be having nothing. They don't. So a lot of them don't wear shoes a lot of the times. And yeah, if y'all don't know nothing about me, what y'all should know is that I used to live in countries like this. I used to live in a third world country. I've seen how police officers get down in third world countries. I've seen how street kids live in third world countries. I've seen how it is in these third world countries. And basically, the thing that one of the things that I guess would be say respectable. Is it respectable? I don't know if you can respect it, but I just know it's true. One of the things that's true in these third world countries is that, it gets down. That's my point. It goes down in these third world countries. That's my point. So for example, before I get back to Brazil, when I was in the Philippines, they had this drug called shabu. Shabu is like they crack. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they crack. It's a dirty drug. One of my close partners was actually he was, man, Omar, if you're ever watching this, Omar, I gotta tell the story how I gotta tell it. You know me. But yeah, Omar, he was one of my partners. He was actually he was mixed with Saudi Arabian. No, yeah, Saudi Arabian. Uh, or was his dad? His dad was some type of African and Filipino. But anyways, Omar was like one of the only black dudes where I was at, and like you know, of course, I kind of gravitated towards him. So you know, that was my partner though, man. You know, but Omar was on that shit. Omar was on that shit. And anyways, the good thing about Omar though is that Omar had money, you know, so Omar could afford to be on that shit. You know, had he not had that money, he would have been on the streets like everybody else. And what these drugs do is they eat away at your insides and they kind of like zombify you from the inside out. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. I'm just letting y'all know that these people, it goes down in these third world countries. It goes down. The cost of life is very cheap. The cost of life is very cheap. And so, uh, speaking of the cost of life, y'all hear them signs right there? I gotta get my mic fixed. I need to start using some of this podcast money that they've been giving me. Give me some new mics. Hold on. What's up, everybody? I was on time today. Yeah, we talking about EBT today too. You gotta let me get to my. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let me get there, bro. We gotta let that get there, bro. What you finna do? We was kings, but we never invented. I don't know you to be a part of my tribe, bro. I don't know you to be part of my tribe. I was just talking about this today, yesterday though, that we was kings, we was how white nationalists will talk like that when they don't have any arguments about anything of substance or anything to disprove the validity of melanated people existing in all continents and all parts of the world and being the original people of every single place on this planet. You know, they would talk like that. So I don't know if you're trolling that aspect or if you're just referencing when I said that. However the case may be, you know, I guess we shall see where your intentions lie. So, anyways, I digress. Living in these third world countries, I just saw not only how easy it is to get your hands on drugs. I myself, for example, there was this drug, right? It's a painkiller. You can get it now, but you have to get a doctor's prescription to get this shit. It's called tramadol, and tramadol is a painkiller. It's an opiate painkiller, and it's for pain, but it's an opiate, and this is an opioid. It's an opioid. Y'all know the opiate, the like the poppy plant. You know what I mean? You ever read about that in school during the Vietnam War? Yeah, during the Vietnam War, how a lot of soldiers and stuff was getting addicted to these poppy plants when they was going over there, and they had like a big thing going on, and they were and part of the heroin problem that was going on in the U.S. was also derived and delivered from these expats going over expats, you know, ex-military people, current military people at the time, but stay with me. Expats going over here to these foreign places and getting these drugs dirt cheap or for free or however they did it and shipping it back overseas. I myself, like I said, I even considered it, like, because I was getting my hand on these drugs, on tramadol, Percocets, on all this stuff. Like, you can go up to the counter and you can go get it. I myself, I had a little opioid, tramadol, I was addicted for a couple months. I didn't even know I was addicted. I didn't know. Y'all. I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I was young and turned. You know, I was smoking, drinking, popping pills, popping these pills, and playing basketball and living my life, you know, and just living my life. But I didn't consider myself addicted. I didn't know I had an issue until when I played basketball, I'd meet somebody the day before and I wouldn't remember them. That's when I knew I had an issue. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's time for me to stop. Time for me to stop this. It's time for me to stop this, dog. So I say all that to say is that in these third world countries like Brazil, where they just had, where the police just murdered 132 little boys and young men, where they murdered them, because that's what happened. They murdered them. Where they murdered them at, they're going to use it as a what they do is the state in these places is very corrupt, and what they say is that they need to clean up the streets. You know, they need You know, they trying to stop corruption. They trying to stop. You know, they want their they want their streets to be clean. I'm not saying that these places don't have gang violence and don't have criminal elements, but you got to understand that the poverty rates in these places is so extreme, it's so volatile, meaning up and down, that man, literally, you can be, for example, I'm going back to the Philippines, but it's the same thing as Brazil. For example, when you in a nice neighborhood, and it's like this in LA too. You know what I'm saying? It's like this in LA too, if you ever been to LA. But anyways, if you ever, so when you in a real nice neighborhood meaning, you know, where like there's a gated community, where there's probably like 1 or 2 stories in your home, you know, where Wi-Fi is, you know, not gonna turn off for the most part, even though it's you can still get, you know, Wi-Fi and shit in third world countries, that shit's still gonna go off. I'm just letting you know. But anyways, unless you got a generator. But anyways, unless you're in a gated community or whatever, as soon as you leave that gated community and you go right around the corner, the trenches be right there. It be people living in huts and stuff right there. You know, little tin shacks and stuff right there. As soon as you leave your community, as soon as you go, I mean, I myself, I did not live in a gated community. I lived in like the middle class, not the middle class, probably like the upper. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I lived in like I lived in like the nice parts when I was in the Philippines and stuff. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I did. I did, y'all. But what I'm saying is true. When you go right around the corner and you do anything like that there, it was poverty. I mean, not just poverty, bro. Like extreme National Geographic shit, bro. Like the worst, the craziest shit you'll ever see. Like, you know what I mean? Like people, you know, you can drive by and you can see in their house. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can see their TV, I can see everything they doing. They making fires in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like just shit like that there. So I say all that to say that the reason that these places is like that is because the government, the states, be so corrupted. The allocation of funds, the distribution of wealth is so corrupted that it's intended for the low and the poor to stay poor and for the rich to keep getting richer. That's the things about these third world countries is that they don't hide their corruption. Like if y'all ever go to Brazil, y'all ever go to the Philippines, y'all ever go to these third world places, you notice that the wealth gap is so extreme, it's disgusting. Literally, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting. Um, so there's a reason that these people are in these extreme conditions. And when you're in extreme conditions, I don't know about y'all, but if it's extremely hard for me to get a job or the living wages is so low that I can't even feed my family with the shit, more than likely you're gonna turn to crime. More than likely you're gonna have substance abuse. More than likely, you know, you're gonna have issues. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna have issues, more than likely. You're just gonna have issues, more than likely. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have issues. So the problem, and this is my point where Brazil, before I get to the food stamps, the problem isn't gangs. The problem is the distribution of wealth and the outward blatant corruption of their state, of their government, and the lack of humanity that their government has in distributing wealth and resources. That's the issue with these places. That's the issue with these places. That's the issue with these places. It's not that the people are so that the poor or the lowly are so corrupt and so just set on being gangs and set on killing each other. No, no, no. Just like here in America, the problem is that the government doesn't give a damn about the people in its shows. And because you don't give a damn about me, I gotta do what I gotta do to live for myself. And in that, can I join gangs? Yeah, because now I gotta protect myself from other people trying to take shit from over here. Or now I gotta click up because yeah, I'm selling drugs, but I'm selling drugs to make money, bro. Because any other way is not like it's not livable. Any other way is not feasible. You know what I'm saying? Any other way don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's just It's because of corruption, bro. It's not because of these people just being so deplorable. You know what Hillary Clinton and the Democrats said, right? About them kind of people, us kind of people, that we're deplorables. You know, so it's not that the people are so deplorable that they can't just coexist with normal society. Is that literally their living conditions, the living wages are so horrible that they got to do something. They gotta do something. And in places like Brazil, where this just happened, 132 dead bodies, and that's not in a month or a year, or even a month is crazy. That's in like a weekend, bro. They killed this many people, bro. It's because of corruption, bro. So it's not just a Brazil problem that this is happening. This is a this is a humanitarian problem. It's not just an American problem where the lowest class of people get treated like shit. It's a humanitarian problem, and it's happening all over the world. And the only way that we stop stuff like this is if we come together like we doing right now, and we expose it for what it is. And what it is them against us. That's what it is. And in these type of countries, they show you exactly how they feel about you if you don't got no money. You can die on the spot. That's what that's about. I know we a little light today, you know what I'm saying? But let me see what y'all talking about. I had a landlord that came over from the Philippines. He was a doctor over there, came here as a nurse, making more money. Yeah, that's exactly how that go. That's exactly how that go. That's exactly how that go. He should have been making money too, though, as a doctor. That's crazy. But that's exactly how that go. That's exactly how that go. They gonna make way more money coming over here being a nurse, and that's so part of the. Real quick before we get to these food stamp benefits, but part of the way the Filipinos, part of the Filipino economy is they ship out they people to bring money back into the country. Like literally, that's part of their economy. So these countries, because again the governments be so outwardly corrupt, and it's just be these families, and it's like this all over the world. Ain't that crazy? But because the governments be so corrupt outwardly speaking, you know what I'm saying, they gotta ship themselves out. They gotta export themselves in order to bring money back in. So countries like the Philippines, that's part of their economy, sending their people over in different countries all over the world, really, and pouring their resources back into the country. That's literally what they rely on. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what they be relying on. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what they be relying on. That's real shit. That's real spill. That's real spill. And I'm glad that we talking about what we're relying on, because that brings me to my next point, which is the EBT SNAP benefits. Because you know how Project 2025, did y'all read it? Did you read it? We did a video on it the other day. I wasn't able to pull up a summary of it or key points in the Project 2025. So, that was a little disappointing. But from what we gathered is that essentially all of this was spoken into existence, that they were going to be removing any type of added costs to the American taxpayer. And conservatives, and what they primarily believe is that everybody needs to work for what they earn. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs to work to eat, essentially. So they always intended on taking government assistance benefits, and the way that they got this shit to go over the heads of white folks, because the silent majority, white folks, they are the biggest beneficiaries of any type of government assistance, and that's not an insult; it's a fact. Yeah, the way that they got it to go over their heads was that they used blacks as the face of government assistance. They had they used blacks, making us look like they used us to the face of government assistance, to say, hey, and you want to keep you want your tax dollars to keep paying for these blacks to live. They hate us too, so they didn't want that. But these people don't read, so they didn't know that they would be screwing themselves over when they voted for this fascism. So what's going on with the SNAP benefits is that the Supreme Court just ruled in favor of keeping the SNAP benefits. Oh, whoa, hold your clap though. Hold your clap though. Just because that happened, what these white folks still did, this current regime still did. You know what they did? they still block the actual funds from being released. So no, they can't cut it off, but I mean they can't terminate the program. But what they did was they cut off the money machine. So they can do that. These people are diabolical, man. These people don't give a fuck about you. These people don't give a fuck about people. These people don't have any humanity in them. These people, the same people that's telling you that you don't need to be getting any type of governmental assistance, never worked for anything a day in their life. They've never earned anything a day in their life. They are nepotism. Trust fund cowards is what these people are. They're nepotism, nationalists, white nationalists, trust fund babies, and they have the audacity to tell people what they should or what they do and don't deserve. So I don't know if y'all knew that. Again, the SNAP benefit program, legally, they can't stop it. You know what I'm saying? The Supreme Court just ruled that. The Supreme Court also got some other shit that they need to rule in favor of when it comes to some voting legislation where blacks could be represented more equally in certain districts where whites outnumber them. They're trying to take away shit like that. But what they did with the SNAP benefits, at least, because again, it benefits white people more. They legally said that no, the program is still ongoing. But then again, what this current administration did was saying, nah, we about to turn that shit. We can't stop y'all from terminating the program technically, but what we can do is finesse it to where we ain't gotta release shit. You know what I'm saying? Diabolical. Diabolical, dog. Diabolical. Let's see what y'all talking about. He is more concerned with the ballroom. Yeah. That's a good point right there, Mrs. Culver. That's a great point right there, Mrs. Culver. He is more concerned with a ballroom that you and I did not authorize. Did you know that? Did you know that our tax dollars pay for shit like that? Did you know that he is a public servant? Did you know that he's in commander in chief? But do you know that these officers, police officers, that he is a public congresswoman too, congressmen, senators, officers, like I said, state senate, local politics, they are all in this supposed republic. They are all servants to the people. All of those government buildings are paid for with our tax dollars. And I'm just sitting back thinking, did I give this nigga permission to tear down my White House? I ain't giving him no permission to do no shit like that. I didn't. So that in itself right there is for me, that is a straw that is worthy of impeachment. That is a straw that is worthy of a real government shutdown, because I really did not authorize you to tear down my White House, bro. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give you permission to do that shit, bro. I did not. The public, who pays for you, who pays your salary, because they make $400,000 a year, but that these people get into these governmental positions to steal. You know that these people get into these government positions to steal. Did you know that? So I myself, I did not authorize, I do not condone, I do not want anyone touching my government office buildings. But however, hey, I'm saying that as a African American, and I don't believe that that African American bullshit that they give us. But anyways, I'm just saying, I'm saying that as part of the lowest parts of the communities and the countries. You know what I mean? I didn't give this motherfucker permission to do anything. I didn't. And regardless of your politics, you got to be upset with that. Did you give him permission? Even if you voted for him, did you give him, if you voted for him, you gave him permission for sure. But I bet you didn't know that he was going to do that. I bet you didn't know. I bet you didn't know that he was going to do that. I bet you didn't know that he was going to do that. So what I'm saying and what I'm getting at is that that is irrehensible. It's unthinkable. It's unimaginable that he thinks that that's okay. He thinks it's okay because he's a cunt, and he always intended on doing exactly what he's doing right now. And the people that voted for this, they voted against their own self-interest. They voted, and I know y'all saw the interview we did with OG Gumby, and I love you, Gumby, but I gotta disagree that Trump is doing me any favors. That Trump is about his business and stuff like that. Trump is a cunt, bro. He's a cunt. He's a cunt. And honestly, you know, he's my president, so I can't really say how I really feel what should happen to dude, but he's a cunt, bro. He's a cunt, bro. He is. Let me make sure I ain't missing none of y'all comments. What's up with it? What's up with it, Mr. Cludgy? Yep. Absolutely worthy of impeachment. Yeah. That in itself, that right there, just that one thing is worthy of impeachment. Again, because I did not give you permission to do anything to my building. That is a public building, supposedly. That is a public building, supposedly. You know, that is a public building, supposedly. You know, so that in itself is irrehensible. But again, just to surmise the 2 points that I just made here today, the reason for the season is that these type of things are gonna keep happening as long as you and I are complacent about it, as long as you and I still give our attention to things that don't matter. Like I'm even considering right now. Y'all know me. I talk about sports all the time. I grew up on sports, guys. I was a big sports dude. You know, I grew up on sports. But even me right now, I'm getting to a point where I don't want to give my attention to any of these gladiator games anymore, to anything that's distracting me from what's really going on. NFL, NBA, LeBron James building a new story, you know, connecting his home, LA home with his son home. You know, they put all these news stories to distract you from what's really going on because they think we're stupid. Because by and large, we done kind of been stupid. You know, by and large, we kind of been, you know, we've been going for it. We've been bending over. You know what I'm saying? We've been going for it. We've been going for it, by and large, you know? And I'm kind of like, I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of it, man. So I'm done watching the NFL. I don't give a damn about no Cincinnati Bengals. And y'all know I'm from Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn about no Dallas Cowboys. And y'all know I'm from Dallas. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn about no Cardi B, Offset, NBA Youngboy, NLE Chopper. Oh, that was a dope diss, by the way. I know y'all saw that diss NLE Chopper did. I ain't gonna hold you. That was a dope little song he made. You know, his bald head ass. But, you know, I don't give a damn about none of this shit, bro. Because all of the distraction. Media at this time, in primarily speaking, since time of memorial for sure, but particularly right now, media is being used to distract you from what's really going on. From what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? From what's really going on. See what y'all talking about. Yeah, bro. Yes, bro. So rigged for our energy. I'm from some Texas. Right on, brother. Right on. They understand energy, control perception, control reality. That's exactly what they got going on, man. Yeah, these people are master warlocks, master manipulators, master occultists. So what they do, and again, this is another reason I don't celebrate holidays, is because every single season that they do a new ritual. You know, this ritual is the worshiping the death spirits, and the veil be so thin. In reality, right now, is that they're conjuring and they're doing rituals right now. They've been doing them, preparing for this day, but this day is kind of like a celebration of their cultists and of their rituals. I gotta get one of I gotta get some occultists on here to talk to you guys about this. So you know, don't just take my word for it. That's what these people do. These people they prepare all year for days like this because again the veil be so thin, and then they speak destruction and death over cities, neighborhoods, people, institutions, food. They pray over all of this in a demonic tone. This is true. This is how they get down. This is how these people get down. I'm just telling y'all what's true. I'm just telling y'all what's true. This is how these people get down. It's how these people get down, dog. So, how you pay for it though is with your attention. That's how you pay for it. How you add to it is with your attention. So, If you're decorating for Halloween, I'm not going to condemn you. I'm not going to curse you. All I'm saying is that you going with the fucking. If you decorating for Halloween, if you decorating for Christmas, if you're giving in to this shit, you know what I mean? If you keep going for it, and you don't notice how every single year it's the same shit, you know what I'm saying? You don't notice that because it's a ritual. You know what I'm saying? Every single year it's the same shit. I'm not saying that you can't celebrate something. I'm saying if you're gonna celebrate something, just know what you're doing. Know what you're celebrating. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate your home. Celebrate your family. Celebrate your clan. You know what I'm saying? Do that. But as far as buying into the ritual, as far as buying presents every single stupid ass year during the coldest months of the year, instead of doing that, take your time and your energy and your money back and put it somewhere useful and beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Put that money aside in your kids' fund to get them some land when they turn 18. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? To get them some land when they turn 18. You feel me? You feel me? Fuck buying them presents. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the wickedness literally, and again, it's not just some conspiracy theories. And again, a lot of y'all are old enough to know better. Like y'all remember how back in the day, I'm younger than a lot of y'all, but I'm astute and I study this shit. And I grew up in kind of like a interesting time. I was born in '96, so like I kind of came up in an interesting time. So, anyways, but y'all remember how back in the day, how it was like, it was kind of like the illusion of everything being normal, how everything was like a conspiracy. The movies and stuff like that always alluded to a dystopian, authoritarian state future, but it was still kind of like a theory. Aliens was still kind of like a theory. But then your state government just came out a year and a half ago on national TV in a state conference stating that UFOs exist, that being object that they have captured, and they have been having beings, unidentified beings under their possession for a few decades or so. You know what I mean? That's not a theory, but literally people lost their livelihoods, their jobs. Well, that's the same thing. But you know what I'm saying? Their livelihoods, their jobs, their reputations over talking about these things. But and they were called crazy. How it was a theory. It was a conspiracy rather, and you were called kooky if you said that 9/11 was an inside job. But more and more information is coming out that the state media put out videos about towers and shit dropping before they even dropped. How the Bush administration took out personal loans and stuff on these buildings and benefited from it, and they gained billions of dollars off of the destruction and the murder off of these people. I'm brushing over it, but what I'm saying is true, y'all. What I'm saying is true. What I'm saying is true. So all I'm saying is the way that we keep going for it is that we keep giving our attention to it, and we give our attention to it because it's comfortable. And I understand, y'all. Who don't like to be comfortable? Y'all see I got my blankie. I like to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, though, is that I'm aware and I know what's going on and I know when I'm being finessed. You know what I'm saying? I was raised in an African American communities. All them people like to do, especially at the lowest parts of that community, is finesse. I was raised around finessers. I'll be damned if I get finesse. You can't finesse a finesser. I have to finesse myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just see what's going on, and I'll be damned if I keep giving my attention to it, you know? So that's what that's about. That's what that's about. But yeah, to surmise that point with the EBT, yeah, EBT, technically that program is still ongoing, but it's technically not ongoing because you still cannot access the funds because they shut off the machine. Because this current administration are cunts, and they are using it under the guise of trying to help people get off their ass. And some people do need to get off their ass. I ain't gonna lie. Some people do need to get off their ass. Y'all know that. But some people also need help. And there's nothing wrong with help. And especially, I don't believe that anybody who's never earned anything in their life, again, these conservative cunts never earned anything in their life. They're Nepo babies, they're trust fund babies, and they want to tell me what I do and don't deserve. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them. Fuck them, and they should die. They should. Anybody who don't think that people need help should die, bro.
because you are in the way, bro. Because if your house was burning down, you're gonna want some help, right? If somebody was breaking in your home and trying to murder your family or rape your wife, I know this is graphic, but I'm just saying you're gonna want help. Everybody needs help, bro. There's nothing wrong with help, bro. There's nothing wrong with help, bro. And by and large, some of these programs, in order to keep receiving them, I won't say Snap, but in order to keep receiving them, even maybe Snap. Some of y'all, y'all let me know if you know more about it. But if I'm not mistaken, some of these programs, you gotta try to get a job. You can't just not have a job. You know what I'm saying? I might be mistaken, but some of these programs you had to try to work. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like nepo babies, trust fund babies telling me shit, bro. I don't respect the opinions of these people. I don't respect them. I think they're in the way. I think they should go. Yeah, that's what that's about. All right, let's see what I missed, y'all. Real magic. Nah, real deal. Real magic. These people are real occultists, bro. I was on 6th Street in Austin this time last year. Shit was wild. What was going on in Austin? They're sending energy to evil, celebrating Halloween. That's exactly what they're doing. Again, the veil be so thin between the fractal and the spiritual realm. The fractal universe as well, but the spiritual realm where, you know, our ancestors and stuff are asleep at. You know what I'm saying? Because so this is what's going on, really, y'all. All these souls are still here. Everybody's still here. Then nobody go high or low. Ain't nobody in heaven. Ain't nobody in hell. That's what y'all don't know. They might be in hellish realms. They might be in heavenly realms, but it's not the heaven. It's not the hell. You know what I'm saying? Because that hasn't been we haven't been released yet from this firmament. So all of our souls, the souls of Moses, the souls of Yahashua, the souls of the kings of old, the souls of the people in the Bibles, they're still here. I myself, I have realized who I am. I'll tell y'all in another video. But the souls are still here. So, you know, there's that. You know, but yeah, they celebrate and they practice witchcraft on a high level. These people are very aware of what they're doing. So what's conspiracy and what's kooky and spooky and just you know, some crazy shit to us is very real to them, and is very and they're very serious and they're very intentional with what they do. You know what I'm saying? They're very intentional with what they do. Very intentional with what they do. Very intentional with what they do. Every day a holiday. Facts. Zeitgeist a fire. Zeitgeist a fire movie. I gotta check it out. I gotta check it out. I gotta check it out. This nigga came on my page talking about where Unk at. Nigga, fuck are you talking about? Nigga, what are you talking about? Anyways, so that's what's going on with that. That's what's going on with that. Don't clap your hands for the EBT SNAP benefits being the cutoff being blocked by a Supreme Court. Don't clap your hands just yet because this current administration is still not going. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Don't just think that it's black people here in America that just been getting fucked. It's not just that. It's all over the world, yo. It's all over the world, yo. And it's going to continue to happen the more and more we continue to give our attention elsewhere instead of looking and looking at each other as the problem, instead of looking at who really is the problem, which is these elected officials that we give our attention to, that we give our time to, that we pay into and buy in because they come and tell us some shit that we want to hear, because they all a part of the game. They all a part of the program. All this shit needs to stop. All this shit is wicked. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on with that, y'all. That's what's going on with that. And I do hope that y'all having a safe and productive or just comfortable Hallows Eve. You know, this is a harvest season, so I'll grant you that. But I do not subscribe and I do not celebrate. If y'all want to know what SOLARMAN do, I do not subscribe. I do not celebrate. I do not honor any type of ritual that I didn't produce or conduct myself. You know, because I'm a master energy worker myself. And since I'm a master energy worker myself, I can see the play, and I'll be damned if I go for some shit. You know, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I'll be damned, y'all. Excuse me. I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I go for some shit. Love, bro. Love, brother. How you doing? Thoughts on Jamaica? Right on, bro. I'll end on that point. Dang, bro. You know what? When I was thinking about topics today, actually yesterday, I was intending on making a whole thing on Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? But today, for some reason, I think because I seen that high body count. Excuse my noise. Well, I seen a high body count from Brazil, and I seen 132 dead bodies. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta talk about that. But my thoughts on Jamaica is that it's cloud seeding. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody got hurricanes and shit, but why right now? Well, if some things y'all need to know and that I know about Jamaica is that Jamaica is up for sale, and Jamaica has foreign entities in Jamaica that are interested in pillaging the land and the resources of Jamaica. Not just Jamaica, places like in the Southern Caribbean. You know, they're interested in pillaging the resources. They're interested in mining what Jamaica and places like Jamaica has to offer. So I might do a whole video on that too. And that's a good point, bro. I might do a whole video on that too, on cloud seeding and what the heck cloud seeding is and how it fucks with our weather under the guise of trying to help us do some shit. These people play God all the time and we allow them to breathe. And I just don't think that they should be allowed to breathe. I don't. But my thoughts on Jamaica is Jamaica is where of course some of the tribe members are as well. Right now, yeah, it's hurricane season, but the destruction of certain places is interesting. I'll have to do more research and I'll come back to you, but it's interesting, and I don't think that it's on accident what's going on in Jamaica right now. Is what I'm saying, and I'll keep it right there. I don't think it's on accident. I got 4 more minutes, y'all, because I'm gonna get it a solid 50. But yeah, it's not an accident what's going on in Jamaica right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not an accident. Is what I do know. That's what I do know. Because nothing is on accident no more. Like this shit is not, even when it happens in stateside and these natural disasters and stuff. I'm so convinced right now that these cloud seeding machines have been used for like the last 40 to 50 years or so. I don't know what's real anymore. I don't know what's natural and what's unnatural anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Oh God. Right at harvest time. Heavy melanin. Yeah. Right at harvest time. See, you just helped me with that point right there, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. See? You see, that's why we need to come together. This is why we need to talk. You just helped me with that point right there. Right at harvest time. Yeah, they need to harvest some souls and harvest the melanin in these places because you know melanin, and when they get these excuse me, when they get these bodies, you know what they do with the bodies, right? Y'all think they bury them? Y'all think they bury them? They don't bury them, bro. They harvest their organs and they harvest the melanin, bro. And then they sell it on the black market. I bet y'all didn't know that. I bet you didn't know that your loved one that you love dearly is no longer in that casket no more. Did you know that? Go dig them up. Go dig them up. If you just buried somebody 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, go dig them up. Ask to go see them. Ask to go see their body and relocate them. I bet you that body not in there no more. Yeah, that's going to be our next video, y'all. I ain't going to lie. I got to talk about that. That shit just got me turned. I ain't going to lie. I ain't going to lie, because these people play, bro. These people play, bro, and we be so distracted with fuck shit that we let them play. These people play, though, bro. These people play. I ain't entertaining you today, nigga. I told you you had one more chance, Siggy. I told you had one more chance. I'm gonna let you explain what it is that you just said. I ain't even gonna say that word. What is it that you just said? You got one chance. What is it that you just said, bro? You got one chance before you ban for life on my channel. You got one more chance though to explain yourself, and you got to explain yourself right now. Before, and you got, let me see how long you got. You got 1:50. What the fuck is 3-Eye Atlas? 3-Eye Atlas. I don't know. What is that? What is that, bro? Grave robbers. Yeah. These people are grave robbers, bro. And I implore you. People. If you're watching this, if you watch it back, I implore y'all. Go dig up your loved one. Go do it. Especially if it's been in like the last month or so. You know what I'm saying? Go dig them up. They not there no more. I promise you they not, bro. I promise you they not, bro. And if they is, I don't know what I'm talking about. But for the most part, Where all these new dead bodies be going when you bury 'em? Where people die every day. I know it's not enough spots on the ground to bury all these people. Where they be going? They be harvesting their organs, bro. And once you sign that contract and that release form, you be giving them over or whatever you got to do to bury people. Once you do that, you be giving them over, and people don't be knowing that they be giving their people over. They be paying for these expensive ass caskets, these expensive ass death boxes, and it's like they people don't even be left in there no more. You know what I'm saying? These people don't even be left in there no more. You know what I'm saying? These people is diabolical, bro. These people is diabolical, bro. That's gonna be our next video for sure. Zim Unc say that. Nah, I never heard Unc say that, bro. My uncle was a mortician. Blah, blah, blah. Your uncle was a mortician, so you should know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. He probably done told you some shit. And being a mortician is a weird job, bro. But yeah, he should tell you some shit then. He said one more thing. Werewolves. Cryptids. I'm actually doing a video on cryptids. Um, I'm doing a video on cryptids this weekend, brother. So I'm gonna be talking about werewolves, vampires again, um, um, Bigfoot, because all that shit is real. By the way, it's not. People aren't so. I'll end on this point. People aren't so creative and imaginative that all this stuff is like they just imagine all this stuff. They just imagine dragons. They just imagine mermaids. They just imagine unicorns. They just imagine trolls. They just people aren't so creative that they did that. There's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. I don't know what that is. Kuyang? I don't know what that is. What is that? That sound like Filipino or something. But I'll say that there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. So these people aren't so creative that they came up with anything. There's nothing new under the sun. The thing that's going on with our firmament is that we're trapped in this bubble. We're trapped in this matrix and in this illusion of thought. So what we got going on over here is kind of like, y'all ever seen that movie with the bubble, the boy in a bubble? You ever seen that? Or the Truman Show, you ever seen that? That was the first thing that came to my head, the Truman Show. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got going on. But behind the wall in the Truman Show is the real world. I mean, we're kind of like pampered, not even pampered, because it's diabolical what's going on. But we're kind of like we're hidden from the real world. We're hidden from the real shit. But sometimes, every now and then, the real world slips into our reality, and they have to like cover it up by saying, it was AI, or saying it was it was the it was they gotta say it was some other shit when it was exactly what it was. They gotta say dragons may or may not have been real to keep your mind all muddied up about it. They gotta say Bigfoot may or may not have existed to keep your mind all muddied about it. They gotta put vampires and werewolves in movies to keep it as fantasy, to keep you thinking that it's that fantasy, when they showing you the truth in plain sight. And 20 years ago, y'all would have looked at me, if they had YouTube and all that 20 years ago, y'all would have looked at me like, boy, this nigga need a job. You know what I'm saying? This nigga need a job. You got too much time to be thinking all this shit, real. Nah. That's because you thought the world was normal when you feel me, was coming up. You thought everything was, you believe what they told you, and that's okay. But there's nothing new under the sun, dog. There's nothing new under the sun. Yeah, all right, Siggy. I tried, bro. I tried, Siggy. I tried. Hold on, Siggy. I tried. America is Egypt. I just seen the Truman Show. Shit creepy. Yeah, I'm do a video on that. And I'm going to do a video on the other thing I just said. I forgot what I just said. Hold on, let me go back. They feeding homeless people to them. Werewolves, Uncle Mortician, grave robbers, heavy melanin on harvest time. Oh, yeah, doing one on Jamaica. Yeah, doing one on Jamaica. Mm-hmm. Yeah, doing one on Jamaica. Yeah. Right at harvest time, heavy melanin. not hell is intestines intact and all. America is Egypt. Yeah, I mean, but the whole world again. We are the original peoples of all parts of this all parts of this earth. But what white nationalism has done is perverted and tried to subdue the reality of the known world, which is that the old world was kind of like the new world, and this new world is kind of like some ratchet. Uh, Y'all ever heard that term nigga rigged? I didn't say nigger, I said nigga. Nigga rigged when like you just gotta like if for example, like my grandma shit. My grandma when she had her house to fix it, she didn't like want to pay like the full price for the shit. So what she'd do, she'll pay like some chicken head niggas to come like, give it like put it together, and it look good for a time being, or they'll build you a patio or they'll do whatever they gonna do for you. It look good for a little bit, but that shit gonna fall and break down. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, or it's gonna cost you more in the long run to really fix it because you tried to get it done cheap in the beginning. So, anyways, I'm comparing that to what these people do on a large scale is that they'll just cover up some shit and write their name on it. That's all they do. They nigga rig it. They just write their name on their shit. They go in your house and they hang up their picture. That's all they do. That's all they do. They go in your house. Excuse me. They go in your house and hang up their picture. That's all they do. That's all they do. That's all they do. Hold on, man. Why ain't this? Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Oh, it's your lucky day today, Siggy. It's your lucky day today, boy. Peace and blessings to y'all, though, man. I appreciate y'all being here. Again, just to re-surmise what we just talked about today. I know I'm kind of making it a quick one, but I had to show up for y'all. But y'all know I'm still kind of getting over some shit. I'm getting my rest as much as possible, y'all. I be out here on the front lines fighting this spiritual war. So, sometimes, and then it's allergy season too. And then it's like, it's getting cold, but it's getting hot, and it's getting cold, it's getting hot, and that kind of like, that's messing with my vibration a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I appreciate y'all being here. What we just discussed today, we just discussed a few different topics. We talked about there be nothing new under the sun. Y'all know that though. We talked about the mass murdering that's going on in foreign countries, particularly like Brazil and places like that there. And the state media will give you a narrative that is all under the premonition or to get rid of gang violence, to get rid of gangs. But really, what it is to get rid of poor people. It's a sweep, and it's a completely ill reverence and care for the lives of their lowest people. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that's going on over here. Like what's happening to all our homeless people. I've been hearing about that too. What's been happening to our homeless people? So I'm gonna talk about that too. We got a lot of future videos and a lot of future topics we can talk about. But yeah, that's what's going on in Brazil. The state media is going to give you a narrative, just like all states, major states do, and they give you a false narrative of what they trying to do, acting like they doing their country a favor. But never, killing people is never the way to do it. You need to rehabilitate your people. But again, these people don't care because they're nepo trust fund babies, and that's all over the world. The world is in a big cabal. All these people it's only a few major families. It's only like 120 people that's running the world for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's only a few major families that's running shit, and they've been spread out all over the world, and they control the resources, and they're fuckboys and they're cunts, and they need to die. So that's what's going on in Brazil. Corruption at its extreme peak, and the lack of reverence for human life. That's what's going on in Brazil. And then with the SNAP benefits, yeah, don't clap your hands just yet, because Trump and his cabinet, they some cunts. They some trust fund babies. They ain't never earned a dollar in their life, but they tell you that you need to go work and you need to go earn some shit. But they ain't never earned nothing in their life. Everything they've ever been had in their life has been given to them. Everything, including their current positions. So that's that. And yeah, we gonna do some future videos in Jamaica and shit like that there. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what y'all talking about before I get up out of here. Now you know I don't know luck. Bro, fam be weird for real. Family be weird for real, weird as fuck for real, bro. You don't know, I don't know luck. Yeah, yeah, luck is not a real thing, bro. It's all synchronicity. So you saying some cool stuff now. The weather been different since the government shutdown, to be honest. The weather's been different for like the last decade or so. But I'll give you the government shutdown for real. Cloud seeding and all that shit is real. And it's diabolical. I gotta do some videos on that. I ain't even gonna hold you. And it's crazy how I made it to a whole hour. I only intended on doing like 20 minutes. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But y'all know when the spirit get in you a little bit. And then y'all help me by being here, talk about this as well. So I appreciate y'all dearly. I really do. The weather. Oh, you ever read the Emerald Tablets? I had the Emerald Tablets read to me, but I have not read them myself. And you talking about the tablets of Gilgamesh? I mean, the story of Gilgamesh and the real story of Noah and stuff like that. Yeah, we can talk about that. I want to talk about that. Agenda 2030, Georgia Guidestones. Hold on, let me screenshot that. We're gonna talk about that. Yeah. I just screenshotted that, bro. We're gonna talk about that. All right, bro. Be aware, man. Peace, love, light, and blessings to y'all, man. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.